continue this countdown. Trash talking with the old heads. What's happening, fellas? Greg, JW, Dr. Rick, what it do, fellas?
We are back, baby, for this next segment in the college football greatest program since 1980. I love it. No excuses. Play like a champion. Play like a champion.
You need to change that to just play like Bama. That sounds like
I mean,
wow. Wow.
You are right, Rick. I mean, when you're right, you're right. You know, your GPA ain't low for a reason.
Then you would have to change it again. Play like Bama under Saban. You would have to extend it.
And Bear Bryant. And Gene Stallings. Champions.
And Mike Shula.
Hey, listen, man. Mike Shula, hey, as a quarterback, but as a coach, deer in headlights. We'll talk about Bama when we get that up.
Anyway, why play like a champion when you can be a champion? You see them Gators. Always. You see it.
Listen, man, we're not talking about has-beens, okay? I need you to stop bringing up has-beens. Boston Celtics, has-beens.
Champions.
Michael Jordan retired.
Champions. You see them boy right there? Champions. They all over the place over here, man.
You see this right here? Champions of all champions. You see that man sitting up there on that wall? Champion. The greatest of all time. You see that team in blue?
Overrated.
Come on now. Come on now.
But like you said, G, we are on to the Oklahoma Sooners. Best team since 1980. They are number
five
in the countdown. But before we get to
it, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner. Okay, you.
Oklahoma, Rick, you been singing all these fight songs for all these other teams. Bama gonna open up by 0-4 this year.
Oklahoma.
He putting all that bad juju.
Okay, you.
Annie and Bama get
he been singing them all.
That's bad. I'm talking about bad juju.
Oklahoma. Okay, you. Let's go, baby.
Before we go anywhere, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Trash Talking with the Old Heads on YouTube, or join the Facebook group Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Now let's get into these Sooners and this team to see if they got a chance to win this tournament. Well, we're going to start with head coach. Before we do that, let me tell you about the Sooners. First of all, they were founded in 1895. So they're a very, very old program. Let me see. They play in Gaylord, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Capacity 86,000. Opened in 1923. Known for the Palace as the Palace on the Prairie. Okay.
Gaylord buying up all the property around here, ain't it?
Palace on the Prairie. Okay, I didn't know they called it that, but okay.
Oldest Methuselah sound like.
Yeah, I did not know they called it. I've never heard it called that, but they say they call it the Palace on the Prairie.
But where they play, what city they in again? Is it Norman? Ain't it Norman, Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Norman, Oklahoma.
A lot of memorial. There's a lot of memorial stadiums too.
I know, man.
A lot of memorial stadiums. But G, give us their bona fides on why they came in at number 5 overall.
Bona fides on why they is at number 5. All right. Before we get into all of that, I'm gonna do it back because I did it different last time. So we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna start at number 12, our Florida Gators. All right. We got number 11, our LSU Tigers. At number 10, we have our Clemson Tigers. Number 9, we have our Georgia Bulldogs. Number 8, we have our Nebraska Cornhuskers. At number 7, we have our Michigan Wolverines. At number 6, we have our USC Trojans out of Southern California. And at number 5 this week, we have the Oklahoma Sooners. If you didn't watch any of the other episodes to see what we were doing, we're grading our ranking our top 12 college football programs of all time since 1980, like my partner said. We will do this as a means of gathering the best teams for each roster, and we're going to put them in a college playoff, or what we know now as the football rankings, and we'll have you vote on who wins each matchup. Our Oklahoma Sooners will be facing the Florida Gators, Gainesville, in the first round matchup. Let's see what got Oklahoma to the number 5 position of the greatest programs of all time, starting with their natties since 1980. They have 2 of those things. All right, 1985 and I believe 2000 with was it Josh Heupel?
Yep.
All right. Then we have their Heisman Trophy winners. They have 4 of them, 4 Heisman Trophy winners, tied for second on our list for the most Heisman Trophy winners since 1980. We're going to go backwards in time. Kyler Murray in 2018, Baker Mayfield in 2017, Sam Bradford in 2008, and Mr. Jason White in 2003. Tore his ACL the year after he won the Heisman and really put a damper on the program, but they was able to bounce back. How many wins they have since 1980? 402 total wins. It's a good number of wins under the Barry Switzer and Bob Stoops, guidance. Then we have our total number of drafted players at 217 NFL drafted players since 1980. And at AP number 1, they have a total of 31 weeks where they were ranked the number 1 program of all, or of all the programs in college football, 31 times. So, fellas, what's y'all fondest memory, or what makes Oklahoma stands out as one of those programs, one of those elite programs? They are a true blue blood program, along with Michigan, USC. What makes Oklahoma that?
It was all those Switzer teams when you first start. You know what I'm saying? My first thoughts of Oklahoma were those Switzer teams. You know what I'm saying? Always seemed like they were always in the running. You know what I'm saying? They always had solid teams. You know what I'm saying? Tough-minded teams. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run the rock and play defense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my earliest memories of Oklahoma for real. Really, those Switzer teams. You know what I'm saying? Before
Well, I'm gonna go ahead now. I've done enough talking. Go ahead, Dr. Rick. Let's let our guests get in.
Yeah, I mean, it's really 2 things for me. Like you said, Dante, the Switzer era, the triple option, like you said, always in the mix, those battles against Nebraska,
Oscar, right.
in the bowl games against Miami and whatnot. So, and then the second thing was when they won a championship in 2000. I hated Florida State so much, and beat them. What was it, like 13-2 or something?
Right. Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah. That just saying it was good to see them back though, because they had been down for a while. So it was good to see them back, especially if they could beat Florida State. It was so yeah, that's my 2 memories of Oklahoma.
JW.
I'm way back when with Oklahoma. I'm not there. I just got to go to AP. It's that hard running style, high knees, not going out of bounds, and then for him to actually get injured, and return the football. That's my memory of it. That dude just a hard runner, one of a kind, old school, not afraid to take a lick, not afraid to give a lick. That AP is the guy for me that I think of when I think about the Oklahoma Sooners.
Definitely. AP and Boz Mania. I think those were the 2 from that.
Boz, yeah. I remember the Boz in the 80s, even though I was a youngster. I'm gonna give him one of my memories of Oklahoma. It was during the Bob Stoops era. They were one of the programs that they had just started to really make noise. I think they came out of nowhere in '99. So this was around the time when we were trying to rebound from the Mike Dubose era. And so we went out to Oklahoma and we really should have won that game. We end up taking the lead late in the 3rd quarter. I think it was a special teams play that got Oklahoma back in the game. We was out in Norman. Again, we were struggling as far as a program, not trying to get back to national prominence. And Oklahoma was, one of the standards of college football. And we lost, one of the things that the national perception of Alabama was kind of, we sucked. And, Franchone's first year And Bob Stoops was like, "Yo, we didn't play popcorn you. We just beat Alabama." So Bob Stoops giving that shout out, recognizing who we were and who we ultimately are and became to be. That's what I remember about Oklahoma. Besides the fact that they beat us in you know, in that Sugar Bowl that year, we lost the kick six game. We were, you know, we was down, man. So we give it to y'all. But you know what happened when y'all had Kyler Murray and Josh Jacobs ran y'all punk ass cornerback over in the end zone at the 5-yard line. You know what it is, Oklahoma. You don't want to see us.
And before we get started, shout out, he's not gonna make this team. Dr. Rick, you brought him up earlier. Shout out to Jamil Holloway, man. Oklahoma. That's one of my memories. That dude was something else, man. You know what I'm saying? At Oklahoma. And I think if I'm not mistaken, he led them to a title. I want to
Running
say
option.
84, 85, maybe.
Yeah, 85.
Yeah, I want to say he led them to a title in like 85. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing, I was looking at his stats too when you said it earlier. He never had like more than 60 some like attempts. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? The way they played offense, like that's why I just bring that up because we always talking about errors. It's just hard to quantify sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because they just played a different brand of football. But let's get into it, man. The coach. I don't think we had any debate here. I don't believe.
We had some debate. It was small, but
I mean, it wasn't big though.
it
You know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
big. You know, I brought up Barry Switzer, but I think we went with Mr. Bob Stoops.
We did. Like I said, yeah, we did debate that for a minute because Switzer, yeah, he did go from 80 to 88. So we did, yeah, we did have some talk around it.
So for all the Oklahoma fans that would have loved to see Barry Switzer coach this team, we felt like Barry Switzer had a good run, but it wasn't as good or as great as Bob Stoops' run was in the early part. We know Bob Stoops kind of let the program slip a little bit, but his first 10 years or so, he was one of the ones. He was one of the top 3 coaches in all of football.
Yeah, and we definitely had discussion around the fact it seemed like he underachieved, that Bob Stoops, that is, that he underachieved. So y'all can definitely drop those comments if you agree. We also had that same thought. So for y'all in the comments on YouTube, we definitely had the same thought. So let us know if you feel Switzer should have taken his place just because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because he truly did underachieve in my mind as I look back, as I think back on it.
Real mid.
A lot of those years, yeah, his team seemed to be better than the outcome for them a lot of times.
It sounds like y'all trying to switch over to Barry Switzer.
No, I'm staying because I mean he did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 10 titles, 10 Big 12 titles or whatever. He did have a national championship, won almost 80% of his games. But when you win 80% of the games, seems like you'd have more than one title. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. QB. Let's move on into it. QB. Who we got?
Think
we
this was pretty.
Bake show.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Of course, the Heisman Trophy winner, 119 TDs, only 21 picks, completed almost 69% of his passes. 3-time Heisman finalist. So definitely got to be the Bake Show. I don't even really think there's much discussion about that one.
But give a shout out to Mr. Sam Bradford. He also put up some big numbers, had a Heisman as well. But yeah, Baker Mayfield, no doubt. Running backs, Doc, take us through these running backs, sir.
Running backs, we got Adrian Peterson, definitely a no-brainer. And
all day.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. Jared mentioned earlier, I mean, that's, you can't have a team without him.
How you looked at him as a freshman at Oklahoma, you knew he was one of them ones.
Yeah, he's probably one of the few players that probably could have gone straight from high school to the league.
Right.
He was a problem. And then I think we went with what, DeMarco Murray?
Marco, the all-time leading, he had the most yards from scrimmage for any running back. So you got to look at him in the passing game as well as in the running game. Could also take it to the house from anywhere on the field.
Right. Yeah, so I think they got a good backfield. They had a few other options, but nothing controversial.
Right.
So I think we got a good backfield.
Yeah,
We'll give a shout out to Mr. Samaje P. Ryan. He the leading rusher in Oklahoma history. But yeah, definitely not surpassing those two.
yeah, DeMarco Murray's versatility. He had hands like a receiver.
Right.
His all-purpose usage is, pretty insane, and he return kicks and punts from time to time too. So all around.
Most touchdowns, most yards from scrimmage.
And from
JW.
Oklahoma City, I'm an Oklahoma fan. Yes, we know about Billy Sims. His career ended in '79. Remember, this is 1980 forward. Yeah, we do know about Mr. Billy Sims, so shout out to him too. We definitely know about him. Go ahead, G.
I was going to throw it to JW to go over them wide receivers.
Okay.
Wide outs: Ryan Broyles, C.D. Lamb, and Mr. Sterling Shepard at wide out. Can't go wrong with those guys. You got speed, you got hands, you got size. Broyles sticks out to me. He was one of those cats that he's going to get the ball. He's going to get the ball out of the air. He's going to take the ball out of your hands. If you're a cornerback that's trying to get it, he really stands out to me. He was a powerful type wide receiver.
And he
going to get the
with
ball.
ACL in 2011, his numbers would have been even more ridiculous.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Even with the ACL tear, Dante, most receiving yards.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It would have been even better. You know what I'm saying? If it weren't for that ACL tear. And the thing I'm noticing about their wide receivers, they have more numbers than a lot of the wide receivers on a lot of these teams. All three of them have numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like 3,400 yards, 3,300 yards. They all have numbers. This is like one of the first ones where I remember where all three receivers put up like big numbers like that. Tight end. I think y'all went with who we go with?
Keith
Jackson.
Keith Jackson. Now we had some discussion. I know Dante wanted to throw in Mr. Mark Andrews out about Mr. Drop the touchdown in the the crucial divisional round.
Man, what you say?
Probably on Chris Brodnax's hit list. If y'all don't know Chris Brodnax, please join the Trash Talking with the Old Heads Facebook page. You will get to know and understand this young man that we bring up a lot on this podcast. Shout out, Chris. What's up, bro? But yeah,
Jackson lover. Balls.
Jackson. Well, what was that stat, Rick, that he had yards per reception?
He averaged 23.7 yards per reception for his career.
Insane. Insane. Now, this is during a time where he don't have the yards.
Wishbone offense, right?
Right. He don't have the yards or the receptions that a Mark Andrews would have, or even a Jermaine Gresham. But they played during a time as with the receivers, which it was the pass was being thrown, the ball was being thrown around the field. Oklahoma had morphed into, they were one of the first offenses, especially in the Big 12, that kind of started to just really focus on just that air raid offense. I mean, not the first one, because we talked about Florida, but I'm just saying, like in the Big 12, they really move the needle when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, really focusing more on the offense than the defense.
Right.
Whereas the Big 12 just morphed into this conference. When you think about the Big 12 back in those days, before they just became this trash ass secondary league with all the defections, there was no defense.
Right.
Teams didn't play defense. So a lot of the product of this team started with the tight ends and the wide receivers. They got big numbers.
All right. Let's move down to the O-line.
O-line.
Offensive tackles, G, who you got?
All right. This team is loaded with offensive tackles. There were two other offensive tackles that you could make a case for in Orlando Brown and Lane Johnson.
Right.
We got to go with that monster, that big gorilla, Trent Williams. And he was able to back up his play at Oklahoma and taking it to the league when he started out with the Redskins, and now he's with the funky ass 49ers. We done with the Niners. Uh, Jamal Brown.
No doubt, no doubt. Nice duo, nice duo. They definitely formidable.
Talking about a pair of Allen Trophy winners.
Yeah, no doubt. Dr. Rick, what about the guards? What we got?
So for the guards, we went with Anthony Phillips, Mark Hudson. It seemed to be the consensus two best guards over the last, 45 years or whatnot.
Right, right.
Yeah.
We got Creed Humphrey at center.
And
so
Creed Humphrey at center.
Yeah, so overall, that line is pretty good.
Strong up the middle, but still solid players overall though.
I wanted to throw Lane Johnson in at center just because
I was gonna put him at a guard. I was gonna put him somewhere, dog, like somewhere. But
he probably ain't snapped the ball since Little League, and you
right.
He can learn it. He can learn it.
That was the toughest one for me to leave off. But again, some of it rolls into the pro career and what I know about him now. You know what I'm saying? As a pro, which is what we're trying to leave off. You know what I'm saying? But he's a hell of a player, though. It's hard to leave him off, though. You want to run back through the whole thing, JW or Greg, whichever one of y'all got in front of you?
Went through our kick returner. We'll get to it, though.
Oh, kick return. KR spot. Kick return, Antonio Perkins. Antonio Perkins at kick return.
That's right. That's right.
I tried to get DeMarco Murray there, but Antonio Perkins is the better option.
All right. Now you ready, G? Run it down.
Oh yeah, we ready. We ready to run down. And no option, no objections to Mr. Perkins.
Nah.
Dynamic at the kick return spot. So we'll start there. We'll go with our head coach, Mr. Bob Stoops. Then we have at quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Running backs, we have Adrian All-Day Peterson. We have DeMarco Murray. And then at wide receiver, we got CeeDee Lamb, Ryan Broyles, and Mr. Sterling Shepard. Tight end, Keith Jackson. That's a throwback name. Not the one that announced there's a play caller, the Whoa Nelly guy, but the one that catch passes. At offensive tackles, we have Trent Williams and Jamal Brown. Guards, Anthony Phillips and Mark Hudson. At center, Creed Humphreys. And last but not least, kick returner with the aforementioned Antonio Perkins. Fellas.
Where's the strength of the group?
Yes, sir. What do you think?
Again, I like the backs.
Yeah.
I like the backs.
Yep.
Backs, I think it's a tie between the backs and the wide receivers, but I think the backs get the edge with AP, man. AP take it over the.
I gotta go with the backs.
Yeah.
Well, Marco Murray, that's a hell of a 1-2 right there.
Although my Gators plan to make that center quarterback connection look like Justin Fields out there trying to get the ball from center. I like our odds up against Creed coming right at
Jerry, if you look at y'all strength, it's not I don't think it's the defensive tackles as far as y'all strength is at the unit. Y'all have solid pass rushers though with the Freak and Alex Brown. Didn't we pick Alex Brown?
It's called pressure. That's all it's called. It's just called pressure. Pressure pipes.
The only problem is
you got to get around Trent Williams.
They will score, but I don't think they'll be able to stop y'all from scoring with that defense. That's coming up. I'm not sure. We'll get to it in a second, but that's what I'm not. I think they'll score. They'll be able to run the rock with that offensive line. They can
be able to run the rock, and they'll be able to protect Baker Mayfield. And Baker
they got playmakers on the outside, so they'll be able to score points. You know what I'm saying?
And Baker ain't a statue out there either. So
Peter's looking at you, Creed Humphrey.
Creed Humphrey is that deal, though.
That shit.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I better send Brandon Spikes up the middle.
Pressure.
All right, let's move to the defense. Defensive tackles. What you got going on, JW?
Tommy Harris and Tony Casillas at D tackle.
Hey, he said the name right this
He
time.
got it right. Tommy Harris, I remember him. That boy was quick. He was a little undersized, if I remember, you know what I'm saying? But he was quick. His get off was something impressive, though, you know what I'm saying? I think he got drafted by who? The Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah.
Pause on all that getting off though. Pause on that. But yeah, it was the Bears. I remember him at the Bears.
Man, you can't say nothing no more without a pause.
Gotta throw it in. Gotta throw it in there, man.
Can't say nothing anymore without a pause.
Hey, we'll talk about it on the podcast, but
Right.
they wilded out. They wild out there in Las Vegas, baby. Hey,
You got
wilding.
you got some national championships out there. You got some Lombardi, the Lombardi Award winners. Tommy was consensus All-American, unanimous in 2003. He has a Lombardi. Also, Bill Willis. They got a nice front too, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, Tommy Harris was a monster.
Yeah.
Let's not understate how good of a player he was. And Tony Casillas in the 80s, part of that national championship winning team. Let's not forget what he was. He won the Lombardi Trophy in '85. He was able to translate that to a stellar career with the America's team. So shout out to them defensive tackles. The ends. Shut up.
I don't know about Stellar, but okay, he played for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he won three bowls with the Cowboys, 2 bowls with the Cowboys. Anyway, let us know about these defensive ends we got on the edge. Who's setting the edge for the Sooners?
You can take it, Dr. Rick, man. I lost my whole spot. You're messing with Greg.
So we went with Cedric Jones and oh boy, the other one escaping my memory.
Dan Cody.
And Cody, that's who it was. Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan.
So yeah, this we'll get to the rest of the team, but defensive end group definitely not the strongest we've seen. Throughout all the teams.
Are they the weakest we've seen so far? Y'all think?
I think their most talented defensive ends played in the 70s. Right. During Barry Switzer's really his first heyday. But Cedric Jones wasn't bad.
Cedric Jones had some bona fides. He's their all-time sacks leader at 31.5.
And tackles for loss.
Two-time first team all Big 8 and 2-time first team all that was in 94 and 95. Yeah. And he was first team All-American.
A lot of folks don't remember him because he played in the mid-90s and when Oklahoma really wasn't making no noise. But he was definitely a playmaker.
All right, so a linebacker. Everybody know who the first one is. The boss. You know what I'm saying? He had his time. Rocky Calmus. And who was that third one? What's the boy name?
Teddy
Lehman.
That's right. Teddy Lehman. So I mean, we had some discussion about this group. Not that we disagreed on it, but
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. We say what the hell we want to say, right?
We do.
Man, how they gonna get away with all these white boys at linebacker? I ain't never. I'm sorry, white America, but hey, y'all know if you got more than 2 linebackers that don't have no melanin in them, you could be in for a world of hurt.
Then what y'all call them earlier? Neck roll, neck roll,
carrying on.
They hard workers. They coaches on the field,
especially knowing that Brian Bosworth now was on them steroids and on that cocaine. He was on that beer and butter. Man, y'all gonna be tough against the run now. Don't get me wrong. All 3 of these dudes could hit. These were some thumpers.
Right.
But when you talk about speed, and having to play against a Spurrier offense, which you will have to face. We'll talk about that later. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's move to this secondary, fellas. I wasn't impressed either, but cornerback, G. Or we can do safeties first if y'all want to. Safety, JW, what you got?
Safeties, Roy Williams and Ricky Dixon. Roy Williams, to me, definitely a memorable player. And then, of course, he went to the pros and disappeared. Oh, my bad.
Out there with the you out there with the YNs, ain't you, Jerry? Where you at? What town you on?
Right.
I am right. That is the fire department, sir. They're right across the street.
All right.
They're actually going to a call.
Oh, all right. Just wanted to make sure you was all right.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Roy Williams in college definitely was one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? In the pros, he was all right.
Plus, you can move him down to linebacker as well to cover,
right,
you know what I'm saying, to make up for some of the
and he
slow
played some corner too. He kind of played all over the place when he was there. You know I'm saying he played in the nickel some. He was all over the place, you know what I'm saying, back then. You know what I'm saying? So
versatile, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we can't forget about your boy. We mentioned Ricky Dixon.
Yeah, we did. We didn't give in the bona fide.
He's
a Thorpe Award. He's a Thorpe Award finally a winner in 1987.
Yeah, the safety's all right. They got nice safeties. Nothing wrong with that safety. Those two at safety. Cornerback, what you got, G?
I got Derek Strait, Andre Woolfolk, and Brandon Everidge, who also played with Roy Williams in the safety spot. But he was really, really good as far as being a ball hawk. And so with the lack of truly great cornerbacks that Oklahoma had in the 80s, as far as, Thorpe Award winners, I mean, All-Americans. I mean, y'all had some good cornerbacks, but we had to throw Brandon Everidge in there as our nickelback. So Andre Woolfolk, Brandon Everidge, Andre Woolfolk, Derek Strait, and Brandon Everidge to round out our secondary.
Derek Strait stands out. You mentioned the Jim Thorpe Award winner. I remember the guy just being a big time playmaker for them. Derek Strait, speed, size, the whole package at corner for them. Definitely the best player, in my opinion. Derek Strait's the best player in the DB group.
Get no argument for me, sir.
All right. Kicker.
We went with Austin Siebert.
Yeah, Austin Siebert.
We did.
Let's talk about him for a brief second. We got him as had the most points, 499 total points. Field goal percentage was, pretty good, 79%. Not the highest, but, with the amount of points that he was able to kick with extra points as well as field goals, 63 or 79, 98% extra point percentage made. We went with Mr. Siebert.
No argument here, sir.
Over Michael Honeycutt. Now, Oklahoma fans may disagree, but leave a comment. Leave a comment.
Oklahoma fans, I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't like y'all chances.
Hold on, let's go through the list again. Let's go back through the list.
I'm just putting it out there before you go in and go over the list. I don't like y'all defense at all.
All right, so at defense on the front four, on the edges, we got Cedric Jones and Dan Cody. Defensive tackles, Tommy Harris and Tony Casillas. In our linebacker group, we got Rocky Kalmus, Brian Bosworth, and Teddy Lehman. Safeties, Roy Williams and Ricky Dixon. Cornerbacks, Derek Strait, Andre Woolfolk, and Mr. Brandon Everidge. And then we're gonna kick the field goals with Mr. Austin Siebert. Fellas, which one of these groups stand out?
None of them.
In the immortal words of Kendrick Lamar, not enough. It's not enough. None of it is enough.
I mean,
if I gotta pick a group, it's gonna be the front line, I guess. Tommy Harris makes that group. I guess that makes them the best. Or you can go with the secondary because you got Straight and Roy Williams as the two best players in that group. I guess I can go with three of the fat guys up front.
That's why I was gonna say the secondary is, even though it's not a lot of names, Roy Williams and Straight do stick it out. Andre Woolfolk, if y'all remember, he was really he was one of them more. He was all right now at cornerback. They had a solid defense in those years. So,
and then I'm leaving off Dixon. Y'all had I didn't have Dixon, so I don't remember his research. So if you add whatever prowess he's bringing to the table, then maybe it is secondary.
Dixon was good, man. Dixon was pretty good just based on the research I seen of what he was able to bring. You talk about the amount of interceptions he had, tackles, Thorpe Award winner, is one of the best secondary player in the nation. And then when you look at it, their pass rush will probably hurt the secondary because they don't have a solid pass rush if we're just looking at the name. Dan Cody and Cedric Jones. Cedric Jones, probably the best out of the linemen. Well, Tommy Harris, but Cedric Jones was able to get after it. But I don't know if he's that quality type player that's going to, be an impact around the edge. So they don't. The line don't stick out to me. I already said what I said about the linebackers. I ain't taking it back. They good, but yeah, nah.
Not enough. Not enough. I mean, you can give some credit to Boz, the Mohawk.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think in a vacuum, the linebackers probably the best unit. It's just, wow. Yeah, because all three of those linebackers were actually really good linebackers. The problem is they're not gonna be able to cover.
Right. Crossing routes, right.
They were playing the Nebraska team y'all chose, then they might have a chance.
Right.
They playing Florida, Spurrier, Werfel, etc. Nah, man, they're not gonna be able to cover those guys. So the secondary.
Who they remind me of?
There's, the y'all chose so far. This probably the weakest secondary.
Who they remind me of, and some of the problems that was presented to this team. If y'all think back to that Ohio State team that played Alabama, but though they had solid linebackers, but they was getting torched because they was having to cover the seams.
Right.
And
same issues. Yeah. They're gonna have the same issues, exactly.
Yeah, so like you said, Rick, they're gonna be good support for the run, stopping the run, some good solid thumpers. But I don't see where they were, what I'm saying? They, like you have those linebackers that can cover from sideline to sideline. They were more run stuffers than sideline to sideline linebackers, from what I remember. I could be wrong, but
now Boz was probably the closest thing to the sideline guy, but he was on the steroids and that white girl. So
I love it.
I might have been sideline to sideline.
Right.
On that beer and butter.
He's for a couple years. Right.
I ain't gonna lie, because I remember Rocky Calmus, and again he was like y'all remember Andy what was his last name, the big cat from Ohio State.
From Ohio State.
Yeah. He was like him. He was very, very, he was covered a lot, and y'all know why. Sorry, but it's the truth. And, when he got to the league, he got exposed. Rocket Calvin's the same way.
That cream and clear, huh, Rick?
Hey. You want to call it.
But hey, all you Oklahoma fans, you will have an opportunity to vote when they go against the Florida Gators.
So this is the final team of the first round. All right. So we know that the first 4 teams will play. You know, it will be the first team will have the lowest or the highest ranked team left out of the first round. So that first round, just to remind everybody, would be Oklahoma versus Florida. USC will go against LSU in that first round, Michigan against Clemson, and Nebraska against Georgia.
So you say you're reseeding after the first round?
Reseeding after the first round.
So when Florida likely beats Oklahoma, then that means Florida be playing Bama.
Bama.
Oh boy.
I don't know, boy. We still got Werfel out there. We got everything we need. We got the freak. You know what I'm saying? Who they gonna have at quarterback? Milroy. You know what I'm saying? We ain't studying that. They don't strike no fear in nobody hard, man. We ain't studying that. That is the question. Who's going to be the trigger puller? I'll be out there with Jay Barker out there at quarterback.
Definitely won't be Jalen Milroe. It definitely won't be Jay Barker. You already know who the 3 players that's gonna be on that list. You already know.
If I know one thing, if Papa Chair don't make the Alabama team, y'all ain't got a chance. We ain't trying to hit.
Hey, well, we'll get to Alabama. We got a couple more weeks till we get to Bama and them FSU Seminoles. They coming too. They on the way.
Not enough. Not enough.
Almost. Oh, we got more than enough. When you look at college careers, we got more than enough. We got more than enough.
They got to decide if they want Jameis Winston at quarterback or Charlie Ward. Those are your options. Or Winky Dinky Dog. Who you want out there?
You know it's one of them first 2. Don't worry about us. It's more dynamic than what you got at quarterback. I can guarantee you that.
They ain't throwing that thing like Werfel. No, sir.
Boy, you crazy. Boy, both of them throw that thing better than
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
I'm not even about to get into Florida State with you right now because we got weeks till we get to them. We at the top of the list. We not at the bottom of the list. We at the top of the list. Well,
get out of the first round. Get out of the first
almost the top. You know what I'm saying? But man, thank y'all for joining us, man. Trash talking with the old heads. Dr. Rick, we appreciate you sitting in with us, brother.
Yes, sir.
Not your schedule to sit in with us, bro. We appreciate it, man. Always a good time when you join us, man.
Definitely.
Hey, but do not forget, people, hit that like and subscribe button. YouTube, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. We're trying to roll towards 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate everybody that's subscribed already. JW, G, you got anything else, bro, before we get up out of here?
Yes, I do. Boom a sooner, boom a sooner, boom a sooner, boom a sooner. Boom,
hey,
sooner,
better hope the Oklahoma fans don't vote and block. Y'all might not make it out the first round.
I'm a sooner born. I'm a sooner.
We out of there with this kid. We out of there.
We out of here.
Who Bama got first? Who Bama